Mom! I said get me another beer. I ain't taking your big lot skin if you don't shut the goddamn door! Did you feed the dog? I ain't doing your laundry if you keep on getting them grease spills on your shirt again. I ain't got any more spray and wash. Damn it, I hate that show.
Dutch Guiana for that matter.
Hello, and welcome to J&B on the Rocks. I'm Jay.
And I'm B.
And this week's program is a program about family values. That's why I'm wearing this tie.
That's right. And the reason that we're covering family values is because it's an important issue in the media right now, and it's relevant.
And what are we if not relevant? So we are going to start out this family values show by drinking what I'm going to name a cultural elite martini. It actually is no different from a normal martini, except in the fact that instead of using olives, since we didn't bring any olives up here, I'm going to use this dead bird. Or wait, no, we did bring some olives. So we're going to start out with, this is a wine glass, I know, I admit it, I fail. But we're going to start out with a wine glass because we don't have any martini glasses. If you have them, please use them. I feel like my mouth is moving really quickly, and yet I'm saying nothing of value. We're using Gordon's London Dry Gin, but we don't want to endorse this particular brand. Any brand of dry gin would work, but this one has a funny picture on the front. And we're going to, this was $11.99. We're going to add about an ounce and a half of this London Dry Gin. So there's one, and this is actually a beer glass. We don't even have matching wine glasses. So there's about an ounce and a half of gin. And to add to that, we're going to add about a quarter ounce of dry vermouth.
Quarter ounce, mind you.
Yeah, that was about an ounce. Or
perhaps several ounces.
Yeah. And we're going to put the respective lids back on each glass, jar, bottle, all three, and yet none. And we're going to add some an olive, because that's what the cultural elite do, and this is nothing if not a cultural elite.
I can almost cut the ennui with a knife.
Yes. These stink. I hate olives. Okay, then you want to maybe swish it around a little bit, and then assume like a really elite pose, and sip. I would pronounce that as distinctly potent.
Mm. Cultural elite martini or cocktail or what have you, because the cultural elite are the people
Yeah.
who are destroying America's
Yes.
family values.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very important to know. Now, who is the cultural elite, you ask? The cultural elite are, those tenured radicals at the university, and also the media, for example.
The media. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we are the media.
Yeah. We are part of the media. I write for a certain local news weekly of some repute, and
I do
he
illustrations
does
for them.
illustrations for them. And we, in addition to that, we of course have this television show every week. We enter your own household on a weekly basis and influence you in a culturally elite way.
So anyway, it's entirely appropriate that we should be drinking this beverage.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one thing that I find really interesting about the fact that we comprise a small portion of the cultural elite is that we're also among those in our culture who don't have a lot of money. In fact, I make about $150 a week.
I make about $100 a week.
That places us. Well, it places him firmly below the poverty level. I'm not really sure about myself.
You're just about teetering on the brink.
Yeah, I'm teetering on the brink of poverty. But of course, even though we're roommates now, we're still not a couple. We're more of a duo.
What does that have to do with anything? So anyway, the reason that we call this show here J and B on the Rocks is because he's J and I'm B, and thus, and it's a show about drinking.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a show that glorifies the responsible use
of alcohol,
and
teaches you to make a variety of mixed drinks.
Good drinks.
Good drinks, like the cultural elite martini, which we are sipping at this moment. There's like a little surprise in the bottom. It looks like
an olive.
Yeah.
But the point being that it's kind of ironic that we would be called J and B on the Rocks.
Yeah.
Even though we earn so little. Joe earns about $100 a week. $150. I'm the one who earns $100 a week, and so we can't even really afford J and B because that's a very expensive Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Therefore,
that's true.
Therefore, it's ironic that we, the members of the cultural elite, don't even have the liquor after which our show is named.
Yeah, but like we say, it's because we're poor. We'd love to taste it. I've never even tasted J&B Scotch.
Oh, I have, and it's good.
Is it really?
I
would
love to
taste
have
it,
some right now.
Yeah, but alas, we're too poor.
If only we could ask you to send us the bottle,
Yeah.
because undoubtedly there is somebody out there watching TV right now who could afford to send us a bottle of J&B on Scotch on the Rocks, so we can make that drink.
But of course we could never ask such a thing.
We could never ask for a thing of value.
Yeah, because of our philosophical groundings.
Yes, we do not feel that it is really apropos for us to take advantage of the editing facilities at Bloomington Community Access Television and then ask for something of value over the air. That gives us kind of an unfair edge.
But one thing,
even more elite than we are.
Even though we are poor, we can afford a post office box. And at this point, maybe we should just tell you about that post office box. Its number is 3241.
It's in Bloomington, Indiana.
Isn't that an interesting number? Remember that number, 3241, P.O. Box 3241.
In Bloomington.
In Bloomington, that's 47402.
It would be the zip code.
Yeah.
And that's the number. In fact, the address that you're seeing on your screen, if you've got a pen and paper handy, you should copy that address down.
Just in case you wanted to send us anything.
Yeah, we'd be happy to hear from you. Of course, we'd have to insist that you refrain from sending us a bottle of J&B Scotch.
Because we can't ask for that.
We certainly would never ask for that, nor could we even accept that.
Right.
So please don't send one.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of the mail, we recently received a very interesting videotape.
Yeah.
In the mail. In fact, you may have seen last week we had a videotape. Someone sent us themselves exploding a bomb.
Yeah, that was
Pretty
really
wild.
fucked up.
Well, this is even more strange and grotesque. And so we're just offering this here without comment. This is Disturbed Monkey Love Part 1.
Yeah. This will be a weekly feature, by the way. So that was the first segment of
Disturbed
Monkey Love, something
Part
we
1.
got in the mail.
We received that in the mail, and you can feel free to send us something in the mail. Post Office Box 3241, Bloomington, Indiana 47402. Write that down if you have a pen and pencil handy. And if you
Send
have
us
something,
anything.
yes.
But
and something
of
might
course-
happen at that point. We're not sure exactly what would happen, but there would kind of just be nothing happening for a while, and then all of a sudden something would burst in upon us, so to speak.
So,
What have you, boys?
well, goodness,
looky
how
here.
prophetic my words have been.
That's
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah.
your handy dandy Tupperware lady, and you know what?
What's
it's this
that?
month's demonstration time.
Oh, fucking A.
It's a Tupperware demonstration party.
Oh, good. Right here on our show. Why don't
well, I knew you
I've heard
boys
there
were
are-
doing family values, so I came right down when I heard
I like
the news.
this Margaret Thatcher look that you have.
Well,
on
that's
here.
right. You know, Maggie's out, but I'm still for her because she
Yeah.
exemplifies the role of all women, and she dresses so nicely. Isn't this slimming?
Yeah, I
That's
certainly
swimming, yes.
I like the monocle especially.
Well,
I'm
that's
sure
so I
if
can
Margaret
investigate
if Margaret
the
Thatcher.
Tupperware.
The Tupperware.
Yes.
I want to
this is
make
a-
sure it's an authentic Tupperware
So
product.
tell us about this Tupperware that you got here for us.
This is actually a Tupperware party about which we've heard so much.
Yeah.
Well, you know how this is the family values show, and I
Yeah,
just want you to know that Tupperware, it's as normal as apple pie. And speaking of which, I've got a statistic to back me up on this,
Really,
boys.
really
Mhm,
fascinating.
Yeah. Did you know this, boys? The estimated number of Tupperware parties and demonstrations held each day worldwide,
Each day.
Worldwide.
Each day, worldwide.
Worldwide, mind you.
32,000.
32,000 Tupperware parties.
Exactly, and why
Worldwide.
not?
So
Each
I wonder how many.
day.
The number's
Okay.
growing, boys. The number's growing, and why not with products
Well,
like
let me
these?
see that. What is this? Oh, this is the
The
Harper's
Harper's
Index.
Index.
Well, looky here. It also says the estimated total number of acts of sexual intercourse among human beings each day worldwide, 100 million. So you put that in your Tupperware and smoke it.
Yeah.
Boys, I thought you invited me on to do a nice segment about Tupperware, and you have gone and you have mangled its image.
I'm sorry. You know, sex is certainly an issue when it comes to family values, and we would like to explore that issue most fully.
Once again, we as the cultural elite, we have rained on the parade
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those poor Christian Tupperware people. Damn.
You will note now that this chicken has fully realized the duality of his nature.
Hey, if you thought Tupperware was wholesome, watch this.
Yeah, talk about family values. I mean, this is what it's all about.
And once your milk begins flowing, you are ready to use your pump. moisten the inside of the breast cup with warm water to help create a seal. Now, lean over slightly and place your nipple and areola inside the breast cup. You can either center your nipple and areola inside the breast cup or place the pump off-center. If you place it off-center, remember to reposition it occasionally to change the area of contact so that the milk is released from all the reservoirs under your areola. Press the pump snugly against your breast and slowly pull the outside cylinder out until the milk starts flowing into the pump. A slow, gentle pull will create plenty of suction without causing soreness. When the flow of milk begins to slow down, remove the pump and massage your breast again. Then pump again until your milk goes from a steady stream to just a few drops. When this happens, you are ready to change breasts. You might want to start on the second breast by massaging and expressing a little milk by hand before you start with your pump. Now attach the pump and continue the same procedure you used on the first breast. When you start getting only a few drops from this breast, go back to the first breast and try pumping once again. And when you've finished with the first breast for the second time, go back to the second breast one final time. Don't be too concerned with how long it takes you or how much milk you are getting when you use your pump. It really varies from mother to mother. However, when you first begin using your pump, pump slowly and for only 5 to 10 minutes on each breast in order to avoid soreness. Later, you can build up to 10 to 15 minutes for each breast. And if you have any questions or concerns regarding the use of the pump, ask your doctor, nurse, or lactation counselor.
So we hope you enjoyed that video, and to further the theme of family values and milky things, we're going to make a milk drink. This is something else that we've invented called a Milky Mama. Old B is completing his last drink, that Cultural Elite Martini that we had. I'm going to add an ounce of this stuff. This is creme de cacao, which is kind of like a cocoa flavored drink of some sort. Then I'm going to add some Hershey's chocolate syrup.
It's not easy being a member of the Cultural Elite.
Yeah, you have to open your Hershey's syrup bottles with your teeth. I'm making 2 of these, aren't I? Okay, an ounce.
Yeah, you put an ounce of creme de cacao in 1 glass.
And then in another. Ooh, that looks really gross.
Yeah, this looks like shit. Can you
Yeah,
see this? You know, what, we should just take a look at this up close.
No, it's fine.
And then you're going to add some milk. I'd add like 4 to 6 ounces of milk.
Wow.
That's not enough at all.
What are we stirring with?
Our fingers. That is tasty. Damn, now that's the kind of drink I like. Just absurdly sweet. Old MF is having a sip of this Milky Mama, as we called it.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you like
surprised.
this rocking chair as well? I'm really jealous.
Well, in a way, it gives me the creeps. Because if this rocking chair was here while this bird was dying,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the fear of the bird has somehow been sucked into this chair, and I'm
Fuck.
sort of feeling the edge of it as I sit here rocking.
Right, that bird there that died.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really intense thing to feel. I mean,
So, explain family values.
good versus evil. God versus the godless. A religious war for the soul of America. Hatred of homosexuals. Race baiting. Hillary bashing, certainly. The Waltons versus the Simpsons. Anti-feminism. Anti-children's rights. Pro-gun. Anti-abortion. Pro-war.
Oh, I get it. Manson family values. Are we taping? Okay, well, family values. The cultural elite. Rush Limbaugh. How does this all come together? What does it all mean?
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh is this guy who rants on the radio for hours on end about feminists and he calls them feminazis. That's our vocabulary word for the week, actually.
Feminazi. What does it mean?
It means some kind of feminist who doesn't allow anybody to believe anything other than what they believe.
The stereotypical man-hating feminist.
Yeah.
Feminist fascism.
Yeah, which of course we see all around us. The anywhere from the church secretaries to, certainly Mayor Allison.
She is a feminazi. Because
she has a job.
Look at her. She's going out there and being mayor of the whole city, and yet she's a woman.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. A feminazi.
Obviously not aware of the
prototypical feminazi, Tommy Allison.
Yes, not aware of the woman's traditional role.
Yeah,
which is to
But there's actually a strange thing
and take care of the family.
Yeah, family values, as it were. There is a strange thing about this Rush Limbaugh thing is that here he is ranting about family values and such. And yet because he is on the radio and I think soon to be on TV, he's a member of the cultural elite.
Wait, the same cultural elite which is undermining the family values of America?
Yes, the very same one.
The same you mean the media isn't necessarily all liberal?
No. Fathom that. There, of course, most of us in the media certainly are just raving lunatic liberals.
Well, actually,
but sometimes people like Rush Limbaugh show up.
Yeah,
but there is quite a paradox there. How could he possibly be?
Yeah, because if somebody's in the cultural elite, then they can't
espouse family values.
That's right, because as Dan Quayle pointed out, the cultural elite are the people who are undermining family values.
Yeah. So I think there's certainly no answer for that quandary that would fit into a rational, logical universe like ours, of course, is.
So you feel that he is in some sense
a positivist,
an irredeemable surd. He can't be reckoned with in a rational mindset, but he has to be just taken as he is.
Yeah.
As something that can't be broken down into any smaller constituent.
Right,
an
exactly.
atom, as it were, of meaning.
Yeah, he's kind of like
the universe.
Kind of like one of the elements. He's not like most of us who are more like molecules in that we're comprised of different parts. He is just one unit.
A monad.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what a monad was. You know something? That makes me thirsty.
Yeah. And we would like to make a drink here. So I'm going to make this drink.
Now that we have entered this Zen-like state of why not call it enlightenment?
Yeah.
I think we are going to approach this next drink in an entirely revolutionary fashion.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think we should not even decide what it is.
We're not even going to know what drink we're making before we start. We'll make the drink and just
taste it.
And then decide what the drink was after it has been made.
All right, so I'll try this.
This will be completely constructed in the politics of the moment as it is being experienced now. A drink which is composed of the sheer poetry of being.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? That you'd like to add?
Make me a drink, man.
Okay. I've got this bottle of Cinzano dry vermouth, and I'm going to add some. That was about a half an ounce, maybe
you notice
2/5 of an ounce.
Now, vermouth is normally kind of clear, actually, but you notice the slightly milky,
the pallor,
actually the extremely milky look of this vermouth. That's
It's
because we have a thin patina of milk, which we put on the inside of the glass.
Yeah.
We've spared no expense in constructing a thin patina for the glass.
Okay.
Of the milk variety.
And then we're going to add some Hershey's chocolate syrup.
Why?
Because it's what we have the most of, man. I'm only making one of these.
It's starting to look like an Oreo.
Yeah.
It's like half of an Oreo.
And
it's
then,
like yin without the yang, almost.
I have a yin-yang earring on, actually, right now. We're going to stir this around a lot.
Earring hanging.
No, that's me.
I guess you're right.
And as you can see, this is a very dark drink. Wow. It tastes kind of like Concord grapes.
Yeah, I don't understand how the fruity flavor got in there.
Yeah.
Well, no,
vermouth
is
made from grapes, but it's actually kind of tasty.
In a perverse kind of way.
Yeah, yeah. So what are we going to call this drink? Now that we've made it and tasted it, obviously it has to have a name.
How about turd of donkey?
Yes, a Concord donkey turd. How's that?
Sure. Concord Dark. So the next time you're out on the town here in Bloomington and you go into a bar,
ask for a Concord donkey turd.
Yeah, it might cost a little more than the other drinks because it's obviously a specialty drink.
Yeah,
but well worth the price, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that it is distinctly potable.
Concord donkey.
Potable. Now there's a word.
We have a couple experts here who are going to help tell us about family values. This is H and L, and they are in fact experts on the subject of family values.
Family is not an issue of where you came from or what you're born into. Family can be acquired. Very, very good point.
Duh.
Here, this is the point. We live in a home. We're like, yes, we're young adults. We're not married, and we're not rich. We don't have children, but we have a home. Because we have a place that we care about, a physical environment that we care about. And we have enough people to put some energy into it. And we have people that we care about. And we have a commitment to making our place a healthy place to live. Community.
So you have values.
Totally. We have values. Totally. But see, then again, like George, I think for George Bush, family values have a lot to do with money. Oh, now Quayle is definitely, I think, a hate monger. I mean, no, I think that's ignorance. He's an ignorance monger. Or
There must be Buchanan or Robertson.
Yeah. He's an ignorant monster. He's an ignorant monster.
And here to demonstrate
is this
ignorant
an
monster.
Yes.
Whereas we are not ignorant monsters by any means. We're very wise. We are monsters.
How do you guys
You're
act?
monsters and far away. See, I think that you're near and far away. Yes. Near. Far. What's the other word then? Oh, some and none and all. Okay, here we go. All of the monsters. Now, some of the monsters. Now, none of the monsters. Now, all of the monsters. See, we watched Sesame Street. Of course we have family values. Now the freezer. I want to know what she's going to say about the freezer. The freezer is a fucking pain in the butt. Yeah. Like, the freezer is horrible. And it gets all frosty, and we have these icebergs, and we live with it, and guess who defrosts it? 99% of the time. And guess who sweeps the floor in the kitchen most often? But guess who cleans the porch? And does the plants? And sometimes does the dishes. But I do the dishes sometimes. Sometimes. And sometimes we both forget to do the dishes, in which case we
Have a lot of dirty dishes.
Yeah. Oh my God! Do we have dirty dishes? But the wok is clean. The wok is clean. We cleaned it before we came over here.
Family values there.
Yes.
At work.
Yeah.
Wok?
Family
Wait a
values.
second.
Wait, no.
Where'd that come from?
Families don't have woks. That's right.
Well, we even have two woks.
We have two woks.
In fact, we have a super heavy-duty, not even made, not even purchased in America wok.
Oh, that's true. We have a lot of products that were not purchased in America.
We do. In
We do
fact,
not buy American.
Not even purchased in America.
Not even
Not
purchased.
made in America, not even
Not
purchased in
made,
America.
not
America,
purchased,
right.
merely brought here.
So you went to another country.
Got a wok.
Yes.
Gave them
Lindsay,
your money.
Lindsay is.
You know, as the cultural elite, we kind of dictate the norms and standards of society, and of course, we're definitely changing things.
Yeah, certainly.
We're not sticking with that old family values patriarchal bullshit anymore. We're teaching people all kinds of new and dangerous ideas.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
for
certainly.
example, forget that feminazi word. We're going to replace that with our own vocabulary word because we're the cultural elite, and
Yeah.
we can. And here's the vocabulary word, yonic. Now check that out. Y-O-N-I-C.
Yeah.
It's the opposite or contradictory counterpart of the word phallic.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than being, kind of oblongly shaped like a cigar shaped or whatever, which would characterize the phallic shape of
Shaped
something.
more like an orchid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
shaped
a
more like an orchid or perforated
Georgia-
in some way. Or
Georgia O'Keeffe painting.
Georgia O'Keeffe painting, would be very yonic, obviously, in its looks. And our culture, as we all know, with all the rockets and missiles and Washington monuments, is a phallic.
In need of things that are in need of more yonic things.
Yeah, it's a phallic culture, and there's nothing wrong with the phallus.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that. But I think that the phallus is a lot happier when it isn't somehow in some kind of yonic context.
Yes.
And on that note,
Yes. Now there's
what could be more family value oriented than McDonald's? After all, I mean, you take the kids out after their softball game when they win against those other kids.
Yeah, and you take them to McDonald's.
Those ethnically mixed kids from the
and
inner
you
city.
dig
they
out
win,
some
you go to
hamburgers
McDonald's,
from the
exactly.
dumpster. Or wait, no, you don't dig in the dumpster.
No, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Instead, you go inside and you buy some hamburgers and stuff like that, and thus buy in to the whole system.
Yeah. Now, McDonald's, a lot of people think that McDonald's is harmless, that they're just a company like any other company. There are many companies in Bloomington, in fact.
But we, among the cultural elite,
know better.
Yeah, we feel that McDonald's is kind of a sinister force.
Yeah. And that is nowhere more aptly put than in this recent issue of The Nation, which is one of those culturally elite, one of the leaders of the cultural elite, one of the elite of the cultural elite. This is talking about, this is an article called McLunchrooms. Apparently, in Boulder Valley School District, which is in Fairview, or in Boulder, Colorado, the Fairview High School, McDonald's bought up their school lunch program, and now they serve the McDonald's, serve the food, McDonald's food at the school.
In the cafeteria, so you go into the cafeteria and you get a Big Mac.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a Filet-O-Fish for lunch.
Mm-hmm. But check this out. At Fairview High School, McDonald's supplies not only the food, but the curriculum. Pupils study McDonald's inventory, payroll, and ordering procedures in math, McDonald's menu plans in home ec, and the company's marketing practices in business class. Now listen to this. The one class McDonald's and its fast food allies seem likely to skip is health. And here's a quote from McDonald's nutritionist Patricia Baird, who was quoted in the Boulder Daily Camera. She said, "I have to tell you, I don't have any idea in the world what is a quote-unquote healthy food."
This is who?
Patricia Baird, the McDonald's nutritionist.
Why do Americans love McDonald's
You're
so much?
bald, man. You are fucking bald.
Yeah. You'll notice that all the hair on my head is exactly the same length, probably about a millimeter, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
And in the same way, that's why people like McDonald's, because every time they go there, they know it's going to be the same. They have, and we're talking about much more than just the cheeseburger being the same each time. The people behind the counter are taught to act the same and say the same things, and the restaurants more or less look the same from one restaurant to another all across the nation and in fact all around the world.
Yeah, one would never confuse McDonald's with local color.
That's right. Now there is a McDonald's on Kirkwood. It's a franchise. It was one of the first franchises established on Kirkwood, and there were a lot of people who were pissed off when it was there, because they said that once McDonald's was there, boy, just the whole
like Little Caesars and Noble Romans,
that it would just go to pot. In fact, it
shitty
has.
Places like that.
They were exactly right. Kirkwood has been franchised extensively, and it kind of detracts from the appeal.
Certainly
of Bloomington as.
But the Monroe County Public Library is on Kirkwood, and we certainly would never want to discredit them in any way, since it is on their channel that we show this fine program.
Yeah, the MCPL.
Yeah,
it's a cool place to be. So go and hang out there, support your local library, check out some books, even read them.
Yeah. But if you're going to do a show on their television station, don't ask for a bottle of J&B Scotch to be sent to the address on your screen.
Do not send a bottle of J&B to the address on your screen, because we couldn't accept it. Anyway, this homogeneity, which
permeates our culture.
Which is why Americans like McDonald's, is also part and parcel of family values.
Yeah.
Imagine a world which is governed by family values, and you see, no doubt, a Beaver Cleaver type of suburb where all the houses are more or less the same, and little subdivisions that are more or less the same, all around the country. And what? Oh, and in honor of that, we would like to make a drink.
Yes.
Which incorporates a little bit of everything.
Yeah, this kind of actually goes against family values in some way, in that what we have are different things being mixed together. And of course, you know, we read something in the paper just this morning about some guy who shot a couple on the street corner because they were a racially mixed couple.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucked up, you know.
But nevertheless,
there is
something here in America about, we have the myth of the Great American Melting Pot. And the theory there is that you mix all these different nationalities and immigrants and people who are coming into this country together. And you end up with something which is homogenous. Mm-hmm. Okay? Although that doesn't actually happen, we're nevertheless going to pretend like it does.
Yeah,
we're going to put in a little bit of everything and make one drink.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to be of
a rather distinctive character.
A lower than average character. It's probably going to kind of suck as a drink.
Yeah, but it will please us. Yeah,
it'll please us. And at this point, we're pissed out of our brains anyway.
Yeah. So we added about a half an. Although we should add that these are simulated alcohols. I mean, these we just put water in these. Add a half an ounce of creme de cacao, which I just did. A half an ounce of London Dry Gin. And a half an ounce of vermouth, which he has removed the lid.
It's dry vermouth. No, I'm replacing the lid.
And that's all in our family.
This isn't all in the family then. Yeah, my taste buds are dead to the world.
That I would pronounce that as distinctly awful. Potable.
Potable.
Now there's a word. So, I guess that concludes this week's episode, which dealt with family values. I hope you have come away from this in some way edified or educated or enlightened by our little enterprise in this old attic. But we should note that even though we have changed locations from where we used to shoot, this is still filmed at an undisclosed location.
That's right. Don't assume, just because we show you sometimes this address that says Post Office Box 3241.
Don't assume that we live in the post office.
Yeah, and don't assume that we are videotaping this in the post office box.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though this is a small place.
I would like to expand.
You can't have dead birds in the post office.
That this is not a post office box.
Kids, get your mother another bear! Okay, I think that's enough.
No, not at all. Okay.